Hey everyone, it's Manny here with another mortgage topic to talk about. Today we're going to be talking about the 2-1 buy down. And remember to like and subscribe, and if you know anybody in the market for a mortgage or is house shopping, send them my way. I can help them out. But today, the 2-1 buy down. So what is a 2-1 buy down? I think a lot of us in the mortgage kind of market or lenders thought that the 2-1 buy down would kind of be going away. Everybody was expecting that mortgage prices were going to drop around this time, and they just don't seem to be coming down the way everybody was expecting. The 2-1 buy down was a big hit earlier in the year as mortgage prices and interest rates climbed to above that 6% mark. I was seeing a lot of activity with 2-1 buy downs, and then it leveled off, and then it just seems to be coming back now. And I think a lot of it has to do with interest rates just not being where people are expecting. So the 2-1 buy down is a temporary buy down. It'll reduce your monthly mortgage payments for the first 2 years of the mortgage. And the way that works out is, for example, if you had a 6.75% interest rate, the first year it would be as if you were paying 4.75. The next year it would be 5.75, and then year 3 it would go to the normal amount of 6.75. Let's see. And then why would you use it? Like I talked about, interest rates currently are at all-time highs. You're looking at interest rates that are the highest they've ever been for the last 20 years. At least that's the type of stuff that I see on the news. And then home price appreciation. So home prices too have been going up over the last few years since COVID. And so because home prices are so high, you couple that with higher interest rates, I mean, it's pricing out a lot of people from their home. So with that, you can expect to potentially refinance later. So you buy a home now, get a 2-1 buy down, you're paying less on the mortgage, and then hopefully in the next year or two you can refinance and have a lower interest rate altogether. Refinancing works really good with VA loans, especially since when you refinance with a VA loan, or let's say you move into a property, you bought the home, and then a few years later, being a military veteran or active duty, you have to PCS, and you end up keeping the home for whatever reason. You want to turn it into a rental, you just want to hold on to it. Even after you move out of the home, you get the really good VA interest rates that are available. So you can refinance as if it's a primary residence, even though you've moved out of it already. Let's see. And how does it work? So when you close on the house, a portion that you pay for the buy down gets set aside, it gets escrowed, and that amount of money gets essentially, it supplements your monthly mortgage payment. I'm going to draw this out in a little bit. So a buy down itself, let me just kind of show you what that kind of looks like. So on this screen right here, the sales price of a home being $500,000, right? And you were to get a 2-1 buy down to reduce your interest rate, because right now, let's say you get a 6.75% interest rate and it's pricing you out of a home, at least what you're comfortable with. So the cost of the 2-1 buy down in that case for a $500,000 purchase is going to be $11,518.56. That money is then set aside. So then if you look here, your monthly mortgage payment at 6.75 is going to be around $32.50 per month. With the 2-1 buy down, you're looking at the first year, that mortgage payment being around $2,600 per month. And then the second year, it's going to be $2,900 per month. And eventually going right back up to that $32.50, essentially. Now, if you look at that and you kind of break it down, like why would you do it when you could reduce this sale price of the home? So if you were to reduce the sale price of the home $450,000, and you kind of come down here, both the buyer and the seller are benefiting from the 2-1 buy down versus dropping the mortgage pay or the sales price down. So you can see here the savings to the seller is $38,000 basically, because they're paying the $11,500 for the buy down. So they're saving in essence $38,000, and then the seller is saving $3,700 because of the supplement to the mortgage payments. And let's see, it's now a good time to kind of draw this out. Alright, so hopefully I got this all worked out. So the way it's going to work is at closing. So closing, you're going to have the seller's going to pay $11,518.56. That money is going to go into an escrow account. So then every month on the first, for the first year, your mortgage payment is going to be due. Yours is going to be $2,608.24. And then from this escrow account, it's going to add in $634. $75, which is then going to be your entire mortgage payment of $3,242.99. So first year, this is exactly what's going to happen. And on your second year, very similar. It's going to be adding in $325.13 in order to supplement that mortgage. Hopefully that part makes sense. All right. And then let's see what else is next. Okay, so what is the cost for a 2-1 buy down? So typically from what I see, it's going to be 2.3%. So how can you use this? So for me and the people that I've helped kind of get a mortgage, the way I try to help them and structure them is just kind of depends on their situation. So if they are very sensitive to things like closing costs, like they don't have a lot of money for closing costs and they want to have that break in the mortgage too. I try to kind of, I guess, coach them up a little bit and say, well, choose one or the other, or what's more important to you? Is it the lower monthly payment? Is it the closing costs? And if they kind of want to shoot for the moon and get them both, which generally I kind of like, I'll tell them why not shoot for both. So I try to tell people, like, when you're going in and you're buying a home, why don't you ask for 4% of the purchase price in concessions? So on a $500,000 purchase, that's going to be around $20,000, right? So why not go in there and ask for $20,000 in closing cost help? And that way you can use it towards buy downs, closing costs, and stuff like that, especially in the market now. Like, as home prices have increased so much that it's pricing out a lot of borrowers, you know, the borrowers that are out there, they can be a little pickier. And as long as they don't fall in love with the home, they can make their offer and try to get that 4%. If they do get the 4%, like in one of my most recent cases, I'm trying to utilize that for the buy down. So 2.3% for the buy down, and then somewhere between 2 to 3% in closing costs. in that scenario, you know, he may end up walking away without having to put any money out of his own pocket into purchasing a home, which is gonna work out really, really good in his favor. So that's kind of like what I like to do, and I like to structure, you know, I try to talk to people and figure out like what is the most important thing with them. Like, is it just having, like, in your mind, is it the purchase price being lower? Is it closing costs? Is it the monthly payment? Like, what is it you're looking for when it comes to purchasing a home? And then I try to tailor my recommendations associated with that. But that's in a nutshell what a 2-1 buy down is, kind of like what I do and how I try to help people and coach them up in purchasing their home. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out. And then if you have any ideas on how I can make these better, more informative, let me know. I'm always open to feedback and what I can do. And then if you know anybody searching for a home, or if you're looking for a home, or you have any questions associated with it, you know, reach out to me. I love answering questions when it comes to mortgages and how I can help you out. So that's all I got for now.